What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with the season finale of season 3 of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast.
Oh, shit.
How was that?
That was good. That got me amped.
Thanks. I feel amped as well. Well, it's season 3. Honestly, I feel like this season finale kind of snuck up on me. Such is life. C'est la vie. I don't know. It's the end of season 3. Honestly, we need it, I think. I think it's good timing because we have a lot coming up in the next month or so.
For real, it's going to be jam-packed.
Which is horribly stressful, but here we are. And I think it's going to be good. I need some time away. These always come at a good time. I just life gets overwhelming. I don't know if there's been a time since I've had this podcast where life hasn't felt overwhelming.
I was going to say.
But it's about to get slightly more overwhelming. So to be able to take this off the books for a second and come back and be hopefully more intentional about it is always good. But with it being the end of season 3, something that we should probably do is do a little intention check-in and see how we're doing, which, to preface, I'm not doing great.
Same.
For those of you who were with us at the beginning of this year and this season, we like to set intentions on this pod. And this year, I'm going to be honest, we dialed back quite a bit. I think last year I set like a solid handful of intentions, which was a great goal, however, extremely unrealistic. And this year I tried to kind of dial it on into one. And I had you do the same. I will say, I don't think I have been coming back to this intention quite as much as maybe I did last year.
Sure.
Just in practice and in thinking.
Internal check-ins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
But mine was, and here's the thing. I feel so mine was spending time alone, get better at spending time by myself. And for me, I felt like that encompassed a lot of the other things I was also trying to accomplish because they were all things I could do alone that I wanted to do more of: exercising, cooking, reading, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing any of those things. So that's something I know that about myself. I don't know. I don't think I've been practicing this a ton. I will say, though, literally last week, I think it was, there were several days where you were gone.
Okay.
And I felt sort of excited about some of them. I have a new book that I started, so I'm, reading a little suddenly. And I had some show prospects I was thinking of starting on my own. You just have to find things that you look forward to doing on your own, and then it becomes a little bit easier. I still don't think I would choose it. We'll get there maybe, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm maybe it's getting a little better. I also feel though weirdly maybe I haven't had to spend as much time alone.
Mm-hmm.
The world is open.
Yeah.
And
it's easier to have actual plans now.
Well, and it's not winter.
For sure. People
are doing things. I also have more coworkers who go into the office every day now. So not every day,
true.
but we're hybrid. We're hybrid schedule. But so then even on those days, people want to do things. So I don't know. Even if not really by fault, I haven't had to spend maybe as much time alone. I'll have much more time to practice this when we move.
Yep.
So, yeah, that'll be something. But I will be honest with myself. I don't think I've made any leaps and bounds.
Yeah. I can't say the same either.
And remind us, what was yours?
Mine also tried to encapsulate a few of them.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up calling it to being more intentional.
What a great intention.
Which is a funny intention.
For 2022, baby, we're being intentional.
Yeah, I felt more overwhelmed this first half of the year than I have maybe all of pandemic.
Yeah.
I just felt like things were really heightened. I was always trying to get something done and there was always something else that needed to get done.
Mm-hmm.
I think aspects of it when I first described it, where like get a better sleep schedule, work out
You haven't
more.
done that. You haven't gotten a better sleep
No.
schedule. I'm going to tell you right now.
Definitely not. I was climbing when I first got my membership back a good amount. I've gone on a couple of runs, but I wouldn't say that's like a great score. I would give that aspect of it like a C.
Uh-huh.
Besides that, I don't know. It was hard. I feel like my ideas for like what I wanted to do also got a lot grander this year, maybe.
Sure.
So like these things that I'm plotting in my head are just like feel really far out of reach.
Yeah. I mean, there are good things about that, though. That means, I mean, that's good. That's a hopeful energy.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Yeah. I started doing my little videos, as we've called them. I was doing those every week until we had our trip last week, but I have them planned for this week, so maybe I'll keep going with that. I think one a week would be a good goal for me with that.
That seems intentional.
Yeah. So maybe aspects of it, but...
Do you feel like you have to put is that just like an internal goal for you, or do you feel like you need to put... I feel like you like things like that, yeah.
Definitely just for like, I don't know, what everyone says. Like I hate fucking like focusing on TikTok, but it is like a really good way to like promote yourself. So I know people say like 3 times a day. That's fucking way too much for me. Maybe once a day eventually if I start doing like little, even smaller ones. The little videos or whatever right now do take a little bit of time. So yeah, I think I could find some avenues where it's like quicker and stuff. So
God, promoting yourself is the worst.
Yeah, I was talking about it with Paul. I'm just like, I really don't like focusing on that. I really like just making something. Like even for work, I'm making these games that I feel really passionate about. And I used to be literally a marketer for the games I worked on. And I was a community manager. And now like thinking about like interacting with people in that way and like trying to promote it just like stresses me out kind of. I don't know. Like I just don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like, I just want to make stuff.
I know.
I don't care what anyone thinks about it because I know what I have in mind. I know what my goals are.
Well, but that's what's so hard, right? Because, you want people to hear it or whatever it is.
Oh, for sure.
Which is how I feel about this podcast as well. The thing that sucks is I used to actually like the marketing, but now that that's all I do all day for other people's shit, I don't want to do it for my own stuff. I'm tapped out, time. I'm tired, and this is what I've been doing for the last 8 hours.
For sure.
I'm good.
No, right. Yeah, it's overwhelming.
So just listen to my damn podcast already. Jesus.
Right. Share this with 20 friends, please, right now.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess that was like a piece of mine. I think, I don't know, podcasting was something I wanted to be doing alone more, which I rely on you for that a lot. Not so much doing solo eps, but just like actually planning.
Sure.
That's something I definitely want to do better on this next half of the year. I'm going to be real good about my break. I'm going to actually record during my break. Here's the thing about a break. In the podcast, I want to actually take some of it, of course, to relax. But I think this time I will actually be forced to do that because we have quite a few other things going on.
Yeah, that's true.
So I do still want to make sure that I record. Also, I want to, if you're in the Madison area and you like to get on the pod before I move, now is your opportunity. So I am planning to gear up for season 4.
Ooh.
And you can come and see our gorgeous loft apartment before we head out.
Unless everything's sold, then it won't be as beautiful.
Then it will be literally empty, bare bones.
Still beautiful, actually, just empty.
Yeah. We are planning to sell a lot of our things, to be on the lookout, Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, so I don't know. For me, I think spending time alone and being good at that is something I'm always going to have to practice. I don't know. It's so weird. It never used to be an issue for me.
In college?
Just in life. I don't know. I was an only child.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite add up. And I had a really good time by myself. Everyone's like, oh, how'd you like being an only child? I always thought it was the dumbest question. Well, I don't know any different. So silly.
Yeah.
But I used to be able to entertain myself like nobody's business. I definitely think that I have developed some codependency with you.
Okay. I can see it. I might experience it.
And I think that was only heightened from the pandemic, of course, because we literally spent every day together and we did everything together. Like it was just
For sure.
Because like if you're going to go out of the house and risk getting coronavirus, you might as well do it with the only other person you live with.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, it's definitely gotten kind of crazy in the last couple of years to the point where I've had a few instances that have really stuck out to me where I was like, fuck, I can't do anything by myself. This is embarrassing. And like, I don't know, I used to feel very independent. I mean, I've lived with people, right? Like I lived with my parents, then I had a bunch of roommates in college, and then I moved in with you. But besides that, I mean, I lived in a whole city by myself for 6 months, and that was fine.
Halfway across the globe, yeah.
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 So I have to get some of that girl back. She's in there. I know she is.
But I mean, I think that's also a good example of what you said. Like, there you were excited to get out and explore, so you had something to look forward to every day. And maybe here you just don't, or you feel like you don't.
I definitely don't feel like I have anything left to explore, which is dumb because it's not true, but
just things in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the ultimate thing.
Well, and it's interesting too, right? Because in a city, my time abroad was just my study abroad trip, which is probably the most time I've ever spent alone in my life. I mean, it's not, I had friends there, but just generally speaking. But because I felt like I was like alone in a city, it felt easier almost to go and do things alone. Whereas here, I don't want to go to a coffee shop by myself. I'm going to fucking run into somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's like, it doesn't actually matter. And I probably would enjoy saying hi to whomever it fucking is. But for some reason, that's a turnoff to me. I don't want that.
No, totally.
I don't know why.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly one episode, but I went to a movie by myself for the first time.
I've never done that.
Yeah, it was a weird feeling. And it's weird that it feels weird in the first place.
My good friend Ruth Lenzen, you all may know her.
Outed.
She likes to go to movies alone.
It's fun. It was fun. I liked it.
I mean, it makes sense to me. That's like a solo activity.
Yeah, you just post it up. Like, you're not talking to anybody during it, obviously, so.
I used to really like shopping alone. Because I don't really care for anyone else's opinion anyways.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to buy what I want. And
no, that makes sense.
So that used to be something I liked doing by myself. But I mean, here, I just drag you along with.
There you go. The codependency.
Oh, so yeah, it's definitely something I still want to work on. And I also just have things that normal people do by themselves that I used to do more of, like the whole exercising and the reading.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is about the third year of this pandemic we got, but I really have felt overwhelmed. And like, there's a lot of people I want to see before we move. And it's like, I don't know if I'll have time to like make music with this person or that person, but I really want to. So it sucks.
I think I've been feeling more overwhelmed this time too. And I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, I think part of it is because it's actually back to normal, or everyone's pretending it is, even though that probably is what it is. We're like all pretending because we want it so desperately, but like things aren't really that normal.
Honestly, I don't hear about how deadly the pandemic is anymore.
No, I'm not even talking that just so much. I just think the world has gotten so polarized.
Yeah.
So much of that was pandemic, and then also the Trump presidency, having all of those things intertwined was
I agree.
Absolutely awful. And I mean, look at what just happened over the weekend with this SCOTUS decision. I mean, it's disgusting. Everything is awful. I think that more than anything has been
definitely agree with that.
Adding to the overwhelm. Literally honestly, since like 2016.
Yeah. Somebody was talking, I think I just saw like a Tyler the Creator interview. He was like, the internet got fucking weird in 2016.
Yeah.
Like everyone, you have to love or hate something. That's kind of how he phrased it. And that's kind of goes along with what you're saying with everything feels so polarized. Everyone's on edge almost. So maybe, is that what you mean? Like people are pretending they're not on edge or something? Well,
just, I don't know. Like it's something feels, I just don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I can't like put it into words. I don't know. I feel also just depressed all the time. I think that's something that's new for me.
Yeah.
Which also makes it harder to hang out by yourself, because if you do that, you get sad. Yeah. And also because literally everything sucks and feels hopeless all the time. And I swear it's just one bad thing after another. Like I literally can't think of one positive societal, political thing that has happened in like years.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe like a Democratic president, but whatever, Biden, whatever. I like don't care.
No, yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like the life has been being sucked out of me for like a couple years now.
I agree. I don't know. Things have definitely felt bleak.
So,
It's easier to remember the bad things though. Like,
well, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of good laws and stuff have gotten passed.
Well, and the thing that sucks too about that is like that you don't even know, because here we are, we just see all the horrible news.
Yeah, I don't hear good things. I guess, yeah.
I mean, the fact that guns have more rights than me
Yeah.
really sucks. And there's not really another way to say that. And if I think about it too long, I like spiral. So I don't know. I agree, things have been overwhelming, but it feels overwhelming in my life. Granted, this was also a very hard work year for me, amongst other things. This was also, I mean, I guess it was right before this year, is the year we actually got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, generally speaking, I just also feel like there's this overwhelming looming, like,
Definitely.
doesn't necessarily have anything to do with me directly.
Yeah.
Vibe.
I wasn't ever really super like up to date or keeping up with the news before Trump. Since then, I know it's like from a place of privilege that I don't pay that much attention. And since then, it's definitely the classic, everyone says it, but like it would just make me more depressed.
Yeah.
Like I don't really trust anybody who's running anything.
During the Trump presidency, I became obsessed with the news. I became obsessed with it. I couldn't stop looking at it. I couldn't turn it off. And it really sucked the life out of me. Like it was actually awful. And then after Biden got elected, I did not vote for him. However, I still felt a sense of relief, however sparingly.
Yeah.
And then I had to take a break because, again, also a privilege to be able to do something like that. But I think everyone owes that to themselves sometimes, because truly you cannot just keep absorbing all of the news. It's awful.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break, and obviously it comes and goes in waves for me. I definitely don't. I'm nowhere near as obsessed, but bad things happen every day, it seems. So
very, very terrible things. Well, I mean, they were talking about like just like our generation's burnout like years ago.
Yeah.
The constant connectedness to the internet, social media making you anxious, like that has probably like tripled or something. For sure. Oh, I don't know. It's not a good energy in the world.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, maybe that's just America, but
no, America's sucks literal eggs right now. America definitely sucks right now, extra bad. But I would agree with you. I mean, definitely has something to do with the internet.
Undoubtedly.
And it's so hard, right? Like the internet could be awesome. It's so good in so many ways, but it also is literally the worst thing.
Like we're literally living in a different world. It's just like a new world.
The burnout to me is also its own sort of phenomenon. I mean, we are literally, I read something about the amount of productivity we put out now, especially in America.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's like skyrocketed since people
I feel that
started working 40-hour work weeks or whatever. Right. And it's like, this is one, we can't keep increasing at this rate because that's just nuts. But also we have totally lost the like concept of fucking relaxing and actually living your life. Like people live to work now.
Yeah.
And it's really bad. And I feel as a 26-year-old who has been a full-time working woman for only a matter of years.
Yeah, right.
So tired. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this is not cool. And I know right now that the amount I'm working is not what's up.
I'm constantly doing something.
Yeah.
If I'm not working for work, I'm working on like my own projects.
Yeah.
And like, I think even definitely with the internet, like living to work, but then when you're not working, it feels like you need to do some type of broadcasting or something to like show that you're a real person on the internet.
Oh,
and
for
all
sure.
that adds up. And it's just really it's really overwhelming.
Well, even I have tried to scale back a little bit on the broadcasting purposefully in some ways because I want to spend more time in whatever the moments are that I am not working, but I still feel the pressure to do something and make the most of the time that I have not working. So I don't relax very often, which is not good.
And I think a lot of that like inherently isn't bad, you know, like it's cool to like want to make life is short.
Yeah.
So, but I think it just kind of
you
permeates.
Burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah, it really permeates like every aspect of our lives. It's not sustainable. It feels like everything's going to implode. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're just like.
Well, and now we're hitting a recession. I mean, who fucking knows?
Like are we about to hit this bubble? Like, because that's going to fucking,
But now women are forced to carry babies to term, even though they probably don't want them because the world's going to end soon.
Yeah. Why do you think people don't want kids? Because this place sucks.
But anyways. It is a strange time that we're living in for sure. I think it's one of those things too where like you're in it every day and you're just going through the motions. And then you sit back at the end of the day and you're like, why am I so anxious? Or you wake up in the morning before the next day and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But then you really do have to remember this is actually fucked up. Everything that's happening to us right now and everything that we're doing and absorbed in is actually very messed up. I don't think it's supposed to be like this.
I don't think so either. Like Roe v. Wade is insane. And then they're still talking about these other matters that they want to.
Oh, like same-sex marriage.
Yeah. And stuff. Yeah. It's just like.
Contraception. Like, what?
What is going on?
What is literally going on? The thing about it that's cool, I mean, obviously, this is reaching, and I don't actually feel like any of this is that cool, but...
Okay.
And obviously, the people that I follow on social media, I mean, I'm in an echo chamber. Everything that I see is just my thoughts echoed back at me. I know that.
Yeah, of course.
But it is cool to see how many fucking people are out there that are supportive and that I could lean on if I need them. I have built a whole community around me that...
Yeah, definitely.
Thinks forward.
Yeah.
And as much as there are probably plenty of people out there who would disagree, I mean, you can even see it in the polls. The majority, which goes to show that America's government is a complete joke, but the majority of people don't agree with this.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is important.
And so, I mean, it also sucks. I don't know, like I don't want to dedicate my life to politics. I have no choice but to get more involved now. And whatever, maybe this is the kick in the pants I fucking needed because our world sucks.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do. But, I don't know. It's just hard. Everything's hard. And I want to work less. And I want to, again, that takes away from the relaxing, which I know is...
Yeah, it's fucked up that like the way I think about it is I wish I could work less so I could work more on other things.
But it's just tricky, and this has been a tricky year, and I haven't been spending very much time alone. Which it is hard to do it when the just general political and social climate is like this. Like, and when I do, and this was something that I wanted to stop doing, and I haven't really. When I do spend time alone, what I find myself doing is thinking about all the things I probably should be doing with my time.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's working more. Sometimes that's working on my podcast or other shit that I need to be doing. Sometimes that's actually relaxing, and I decide not to do any of those things, and then I just doom scroll on my fucking phone, and it literally sucks. It sucks. It's not fun. And then all of a sudden it's midnight, and I'm like, all right, I guess I better fucking go to bed. And then maybe I see a couple funny videos. I see a bunch of terrible shit in the news.
Yeah.
I see like one or two posts from friends because that's all you see.
Yep.
and then I watch TikToks for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just dumb. And those are the nights I hate the most. That's what I hate that. But it's so hard not to do it. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a little drug.
It is, for sure.
But it's not even fun. So then
yeah.
I don't get it. So that's also part of my being more intentional with my alone time as well.
Yeah. No, it's hard. Because like...
It's so hard.
What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to just like play some music out loud and sit there?
I actually do that sometimes.
No, I mean, that is nice. But it's like weird that even relaxing feels like it has to be mandated because there are these other like weird... That's not even a pressure. That's like this weird thing that's been like instilled into us. It's
Yeah.
just like check your everything.
Mm-hmm.
Check everything all the time.
Well, you're even worse about it than me, but I
I'm
feel like I'm
terrible
on my
about
phone
it.
all the time. But you're really,
I'm really bad about it.
if you are standing somewhere for like 5 seconds and there's like not something immediately
Yeah. No.
entertaining you, you whip out your phone. It's insane.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that's honestly like why I get obsessed with like working on music or anything.
Yeah,
Is escaping that and like distracting myself.
that's fair. Again, we're only halfway through the year.
There's still time.
So we do have some time, but I do think I need to almost make it more of like a check-in that I'm doing with myself.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out exactly how to do that, but there's got to be a way. And I mean, some of it will be forced, right? Like once we move.
Yeah.
Plus, it will be a little easier for us in that we will have more than one room in our house.
Yes. We won't be back to back.
So, but you also won't really have any friends, so then maybe you'll hang out with me more. We'll see. We will see.
We'll see. I got some friends. Jacob's out there.
I'm just kidding. I know people out there too. Jeez. But yeah, no, I am very excited for the move. I'm hopeful for some things. I think a change of pace will be good. I think the fire that is being lit under everyone's ass, as much as this sucks, politically speaking,
Yeah.
will hopefully be a good thing.
Silver linings.
I guess we're trying, right?
Yeah, right. We're so optimistic.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is all about.
Yes.
But the things I want to bake into my spending time alone, for sure. I need to start exercising again. I'm so bad about it right now. And it's not even about how I look or whatever. I fucking look the same, I guess. I just need it for my mental capacity.
It's so important for mental. Yeah.
But it's really hard to convince myself. And the longer I go without doing it, the harder it is. I wake up in the morning and then the last thing I want to do is put on my running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
actually, my cat pissed on my running shoes, so I threw them in the garbage.
So you don't have any.
So I actually don't have any running shoes. So I do need to buy some of those. Just one step in the right direction.
There you go.
Maybe I'll do that tonight. But yeah, and then even just like taking time in the morning to like get up actually before work and fucking stretch or like do
anything. I haven't done that in so long.
I get up and I run to my computer and start meetings.
Yep.
It's awful.
It's not a good way to live.
It's not. It like really is bad.
Yeah.
And I am I want to be a morning person so bad. I don't know what the hell I am. I feel better when I wake up early.
Yeah.
So I think I want to be a morning person, but I like have a hard time convincing myself to do it. And you're a night person.
And
so
you hate when I'm not with you.
I really want to hang out with you at night.
Yeah.
And I like nights.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time going to bed early. Can I be both? Can I operate on 5 hours of sleep?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If I can. So we'll see. Chicago will also force me to actually be a little bit more of a morning person in general because I'm going to have to get up early and catch the train instead of doing like a 2-minute walk to work.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think it'll be easier to be intentional there for both of us. Just kind of.
Well, I'm almost using that as like a.
Yeah, totally.
That's which I don't know if that's healthy or not.
Like why? Like that day doesn't matter.
No.
Go do some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it works in your head, it works.
Right.
All it is a mind game.
And honestly, like that kind of like little lead up, maybe it's a time to relax or something. I think
you have to cut yourself slack around an already stressful life event like moving.
Yeah, true.
So like, fuck setting goals for this next month because it's actually going to be the worst month of our lives.
Yeah, no, moving fucking sucks. So, yeah, that's super true too.
So again, it's probably just an excuse, but if you have some sort of deadline for yourself, fine.
Yeah.
So Chicago is mine.
Yeah, there you go.
My entire life is going to turn on its head and be a million times better the second that I move to Chicago.
Everything's going to be so perfect.
Can't wait for that day.
Oh my God.
Well, we're going to be more intentional. That's what we're going to do
Hell yeah.
with our intentions. Well, that literally is your intention, which is a cop-out answer, but fine.
Yeah, I gotta think of a better one next year.
You want to do Rose and a Thorn?
Let's do it. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
For the first half of the year?
Yeah.
I'll start with my thorn. My thorn was that general anxiety we discussed all throughout this episode.
Yeah.
Something is, I don't know, just very overwhelming about this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I have made some progress in certain aspects, like my job, definitely. I feel like, but yeah, I don't know. It was honestly a kind of a hard first half of the year in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, life in general is awesome, but my rose for the first half of this year, maybe work. Is that lame? I don't know. Like, I released my first game. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've had
work
a
still
lot of
sucks,
fun.
but
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm glad you like your job.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. That was exciting. It's like something I put a lot of time into, and
it was a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like a weird, but fun journey to get to that point.
He works in video games, for those of you that don't know.
And then my bud is to be more intentional, is to follow through with my intention.
Cop-out answer.
Okay. I need to try to get out of my comfort zone in Chicago then. How about that?
I like it.
Because
what does that entail?
Just like actually trying to meet up and hang out with people I don't see and haven't known for 10 years.
Yep.
That'll be hard. I think I'll have to do some type of league or some shit. But I miss organized sports, so fuck it. That'll be fun.
Can't relate, so I'll have to figure out a new way to make friends, but
yeah.
My worst nightmare is doing some adult sport league.
No, I think it'll be fun. It's so corny. It's
Sounds
the best.
like hell. That's my own personal hell. Okay, my turn.
Go ahead.
I will also start with my thorn, as I feel like we have been building on this pod. This was a tough year mentally, and I had all the intentions to weather through all of this alone, and I don't think I did that successfully. I think it would have been very hard to, so I'm going to cut myself a little bit of slack. It's been a tough couple of years, right? Like, I think it's just been getting harder, and I do hope that it does not stay that way as I approach my 30s. But I mean, I think that's just comes with the territory of this age, right? Because I still feel like a kid, but I'm trying so hard to be an adult, and it just feels all messed up.
Yeah.
Not to mention all of the things that happen to be going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Whether that's politics or having no friends or a pandemic, just to name a few. So yeah, it's definitely been a tough year, and I just think we're weathering a little bit of a storm here. We're getting through it, all things considered, but this is the most I've ever struggled with my mental health in my life, which I'm sure I'm not alone.
Yeah.
But so that's something that we're dealing with these days. But one of my rows in general, I think was just making the decision to move with you and switch it up.
Yeah, I'm very excited to switch it up.
And obviously we haven't done it yet, but I just think making that decision and having that be something we're looking forward to and just kind of bracing myself for a change has felt really good.
Yeah, nice.
In so many ways. One, our apartment is cute as fuck. Everyone come and visit. I'm so excited. Which obviously made the whole thing a little bit easier and more comfortable.
Yeah.
But that gave me something to obsess over. I sort of became obsessed with apartment hunting, and it actually turned out in our favor because I got the apartment of my literal dreams. And actually, that was a way that I spent a lot of time alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I like literally anytime James was out of the house, that's pretty much all I did was hunt for apartments. And although that sounds insane, one, I love real estate. I think it's fun to see what the insides of houses look like. So it's actually enjoyable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I think I really learned the market.
Yeah, for sure.
So when it came down to a fucking bidding war on an apartment, who knew? I think I knew how to play my cards. And three, I wouldn't have got this apartment otherwise, like truly, because it took all of that to be able to find it. And I found this one. It had only been online for 2 hours. Thank you very much. So all of that is to say all my hard work paid off. It was also a good way to spend my time. I really did enjoy it. If you need advice, if you're moving to the city, I've got you.
For real.
But on top of that, I also just think as a unit, a little family unit here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it has really strengthened our relationship. And, even just like this year has. And I'm excited for a new chapter with you.
Me too.
So that's going to be fun. And I mean, I'm sure I test the limits every day with how much I annoy you because I can't spend time alone. But if we've made it this far, I mean, I still will work on it. But. And my bud, I mean, I definitely, again, obviously one bud for this next half of the year is just to stick a little harder to my intention and do more self-check-ins. But another thing that I just want to work on in general is myself. And through doing that, I would like to find a more permanent therapist. And that is something that I think will assist me in this journey.
Nice.
I actually started looking here, and then I realized we're moving, and, they don't really... Therapists can only practice in the states that they're licensed in for the most part.
Yeah.
So we'll restart our search once we move. Plus my health insurance will change. So there are some logistical pieces that have to fall into place first. However, that is a bud for me. And that is definitely a goal of mine. I also think it will just help me work through some things and be able to figure out how to spend time by myself.
Mm-hmm. Which
is not to say that you need another person to tell you how to hang out alone. But every once in a while, it might be helpful. You just never know. So that's my goal. That's something that we're going to work on. Again, I've heard hunting for a therapist is absolutely no fun, which does not surprise me. I mean, I've seen like therapists in the past, but not like long term or in the way that I'm hoping to find one now. But we'll see. It'll be a journey, but I think it'll be a good one. The road to self-improvement.
Yeah.
So that's that.
We can do it.
We can do it. And you guys can too. I hope you know that. It has been a tough year, and I think it's okay to acknowledge that. It's okay to complain about it. In fact, if you would like to do so on this podcast, feel free to join me. But as much as I love complaining, and it is literally my favorite thing to do, I like really need to start forward thinking. And I can tell that I need to.
Yeah.
It just feels good right now. Even just like having a new plan, moving to a new city, all the things. I'm just like ready for something new.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. And I'm very excited to do it with you.
Back at you.
And our two very, very annoying fat cats.
Me too.
So anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you for joining us on this journey for season 3. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a good little summer break. I'll miss you very much. I will be off for the entire month of July as we make our move to the big city of Chicago. And then I'll see you guys back in August. So I hope you have a happy 4th of July. I will also be busy turning the ripe old age of 26. And it's just going to be a very busy month. I'm sure it will be even faster than we expect.
Oh, yeah.
Until we are together again. So in the meantime, enjoy your summer, spend some time outdoors. Since you won't be able to listen to your favorite podcast, perhaps you can find a couple of albums that you like. I would be happy to suggest a few. But I will miss you guys very much. And I love you. And thank you so much for listening. And I will chat with you guys in a month. Bye. another cathartic convo in the books. I feel better. How about you? Thank you so much for listening. Now I just want to jump on here and say, don't forget to follow and or subscribe to the pod on your favorite streaming platform for new episodes every single week, because I know you can't get enough of me. Additionally, if you want to gain access to exclusive episodes and behind the scenes bloopers and lots of other goodies, join our Patreon and support the pod with your hard-earned American dollars. You can find the link in our show notes, or you can also visit us at patreon.com/pessimistic@best. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at pessimistic@best. And if you're as obsessed with me as I am with you, you can find me at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special shout out to my podcast editor and producer, the love of my life, James Arbai, whom I literally could not do this without. So thank you, James. I love you so much. And thank you guys for joining me again this week. I love you too. And I cannot wait to chat with you again soon.